Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, out of our vacation studio here in Austria. And you see, even in vacation, we are working because there's so much going on. And as you know, we have already presented you this fantastic company called Discovery Metals, a exploration company with one of the largest silver resources in the world. A lot is going on. And with me here, I see already Tash Singh, the president and CEO, directly from Toronto. Tash, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Jochen. Very good to see you.
Very good to see you, my friend, and in good shape. That's really important in these times. And a lot of things are going on. We saw gold already at 2080. Now we had a little bit of a setback. Silver was already almost at I think $30 even in the average trading. And now we had also here a little bit of a setback. But as you and I know, this is the start of a new bull market, and I predicted it a lot of times with my point and figure charts, and it looks really good. And your company is doing extremely well. So first of all, congratulations to your, I would say, two financings you now concluded. And I think you have now $80 million in the bank, which is outstanding for an exploration company. And the most important thing is Eric Sprott participated heavily. So how did that came on?
Well, Eric has been a great shareholder. He's been here for a while, and an important point to note is that he's been adding to his position on each financing we've been doing. Increasing his position more and more, and now it's he said in our last press release, Discovery represents one of his largest silver investments, and we all know how much how passionate he is about silver and his belief in that this is the beginning of a very strong bull market for both gold and especially for silver. And
absolutely.
He's always been supportive, and he's been increasing his position as well. He was originally in about 20% of the company. Now he's up over 27% of the company. So he's been great to have him as a very supportive shareholder.
Fantastic. And of course, he brings a lot of top knowledge with himself. So I presume he has also a lot of contacts which would be helpful for the company going forward. But $80 million, what do you want to do with the money? That's the first thing. Of course, there's no traveling, nothing is going on, but I think you guys can restart with the exploration. And you had, I think also in June, you had some fantastic results already, and you have enlarged the mineralization on your Cordero project. And also, I think you are enlarging your drill program now to 55,000 meters, right?
Correct. Yes, we originally had a 35,000 meter program, a phase one drill program. We've done about 20,000 meters of it, but we've now increased it to about 55,000 meters. And to be honest, it may increase even more. The more we drill new areas at Cordero, the more excited we are getting, the positive surprises we're getting, and it continues to really show this story is really coming to light. And so we're very excited. We increased our drill program. We started up drilling again. Obviously we had to stop because of COVID. Started it up in mid-June again,
as everybody
exactly as everybody did. Started up in with 2 drill rigs, and we're going to be shortly going to 4 and possibly even more.
Okay, this is what I wanted to hear, because with that amount of money, you can really hit it hard, right?
Exactly. It's a very, very strong treasury, one of the strongest in the space. And honestly, we're going to work towards a resource, a PEA, but honestly, we have enough money here to go to a construction decision, and we probably have a substantial portion of the equity capital for the build. At least it's bolstered, and it's in our treasury here, but it's a fantastic position to be in.
Fantastic. Before we talk about construction, can you define a little bit more now the drill program itself? I mean, 55,000 meters is a lot. You have already, I think it's 595 million ounces of silver, if I have that correct in my mind, as resources. So one would think about, maybe they must not drill out of a billion now. They have so much already. They easily can go towards a production decision. So what do you want to define now with the drill program? Do you say, okay, we go more, let's say, towards measured indicated, or really measured, or towards reserves already? So for what is that designed now? Or is it already for, let's say, a pre-feasibility study?
Well, basically, the drilling is it's there are multiple reasons for it. Listen, it's already been drilled. A lot of even before we acquired the project, a lot of drilling had been done on it, and yes, there was already a resource on it. But what a lot of people don't understand is the size of this deposit. It is huge. It is the full footprint of the entire resource is 2.5 kilometers wide, 2 kilometers. 2.5 kilometers long, 2 kilometers wide. It is enormous. And there are a lot of gaps as you move to the northeast in terms of holes. So we want to drill those holes and improve our knowledge and de-risk the project by taking into measured and indicated. That's a very, very major component of what we're trying to do. Additionally, and as we're doing that, by the way, we're getting some very positive surprises. Grades coming up, strip is coming down. It's really working towards us optimizing this project. Additionally, there's a portion of that 55,000 meters will be spent on drilling these, relatively new part of the project. The previous operators, Lavon, really were focusing on the big bulk tonnage project. They were flanking the resource area of the big bulk tonnage area are some very high grade veins. And we have just started working on them and started drilling them. And they have shown some very positive surprises. Our last release, we put out one of our first hits in the what's known as the Todos Santos vein up in the northeast, and we're very pleasantly surprised. Close to 2 kilo per ton silver over 1.5 meters. These total veins that we're seeing are already we're already able to trace at about 5 kilometers of strike length, right? And so with these kind of grades and that kind of strike length, the depth continuity has never been tested. Strike continuity has never been tested. These could represent a very, very sizable and very valuable supplement to the high grade pit. These would supplement those with very high grade, which could be substantial, right? Because it's in and around the main area. And all of a sudden, you're able to increase the mill grade substantially. Or you could, even your mine sequencing, you could mine the underground, high grade underground stuff first and then go to the pit. There's a lot of things now you can do. And that's a completely new component of the story. So,
super.
Yeah.
Have you done already some metallurgical analytics? Meaning, is the rock or let's say the ore, the future ore, is it easy to get out the silver or the gold, the copper, etc.? What you have in that?
Yeah, so this is a silver, gold, zinc, lead, or very simple textbook sulfide metallurgy. A lot of test work was actually done by Lavon previous. We will be adding to that. The big thing is that we will be, in addition to doing met testing by production year, we'll be doing it by rock type and domain type. These are new kinds of ways that we have characterized the resource. We're going to be looking at specific rock types and specific domains. And so we're going to be adding that component in and do a very extensive met testing program. We have just started now getting our composites together. So that will be another catalyst for the stock to really de-risk the project. To follow within the next few months is the met testing. Honestly, from what we're seeing so far, again, as I mentioned, quite a bit of work was already done and it looks very positive. It looks like very simple, clean textbook sulfide ore. So we're going to go ahead and confirm that. And then this will also lead into, as we complete our PEA, PFS, etc., continuing to clarify and optimize the metallurgical and processing parts of the story.
Okay, super. When could we expect, let's say, that you start to work on a PEA, PFS, etc. type of thing?
So we're currently, this drill program, this phase 1 drill program is designed to feed into a brand new resource, which we plan to put out in Q2 of 2021. And subsequent to that, whether it's a quarter later or a few months later, that will then feed into a brand new PEA. And this is really, again, reiterating something I've been saying quite a while, is not an update of Cordero. It's a brand new Cordero. There's a lot of meters that are going to be drilled and a lot of optimization of the resource and of the mine planning, of the processing. It'll be an entirely new Cordero. And really, when we acquired this project, we thought it was definitely a world-class project, and I think people are realizing that. And we continue to believe that it will just only get better as we continue to work work, drill on it, and do optimization work around the engineering.
I think the major problem what the old Levon faced with that project was always a bit the silver price, if I remember that correct, because the project is world class, that's for sure. But I think at $15 silver, maybe not makeable, but I would say 2022 it looks outstanding, right? And now we are 26, 27.
Correct. Yes, the old project was really designed for kind of high 20s, low 30s silver price, to be honest. And we, you know, when we acquired the project, silver was $14, a little bit over $14 per ounce. So things have went well. But really, what we're doing is it doesn't change the big picture of this project. This is one of the world's largest silver deposits, primary silver deposits, and what we're trying to devise here is the best way to mine it. And our thoughts are high grade. This high grade starter pit is going to give you fantastic economics, fantastic payback, fantastic NPV to capex ratio, IRR right up front. But then there's this huge resource as capex is paid off that you can continue to mine. I mean, it could be a 25, 30-year mine life more. I mean, depending on how you know, how we optimize things. But this is a project that we wanted to cover the downside that this works at $18 silver. Remember, we've had these discussions before. We're making a project that works at $18 silver, period. It's going to be a fantastic project at 18. Now, if silver goes for a run, it's going to be great for everyone, of course. But the one thing that I think a lot of other silver names, first of all, the silver space doesn't have many names as it is. It's pretty limited. But the one thing that we have, having a primary silver open pit project of this size, is that as silver price goes up, your resource gets larger and larger and larger, right? In a vein, in an underground classic vein kind of project, you've kind of either in ore or you're in waste, right? But this huge bulk tonnage body of mineralite, it's so disseminated that as silver price goes up, you can continue to make the resource substantially larger. So that's really one of the very positive characteristics we have at Cordero that we'll be working with.
Yeah, I mean, for you, it's not really substantial to say, oh, now we bring it to 700 or 800 million ounces of silver and we find more gold and more lead and more zinc and whatever. That is definitely enough. I think now is for you important really that you are bringing up, let's say the quality, meaning that you, as you said, closing the gaps and make sure you understand your strike and your project completely and then hit it hard towards production. What would you say? How long would it probably take to take this project into production? And could you already say a little bit of an estimate? I know forward-looking statement for the regulators, but I'm asking that. I love to ask that. Do we talk about, let's say, $250 million or do we talk about $600, $700 million to bring that into a stage one production? Because of course, I could imagine that you can also phase the production, right?
You completely can phase it. It's a major positive characteristic of this project is the ability to phase it. If you're talking about timelines, listen, if we're in a very bullish silver market, things can be accelerated. And honestly, we're working towards a PEA to be out, you know, roughly this time next year. You could go directly to a PFS. Even now, with the data we have, the PEA we're going to put out is going to be the quality of, is what we're targeting, the quality of and the confidence of a PFS, even though it'll be as a PEA most likely. You could go then right to an FS, a definitive feasibility study. So you can really accelerate things. I mean, if you really had, you know, the capital to really move things forward, you could start production sometime in 2022. Honestly, you could really accelerate this thing.
Wow,
because it's beautiful logistics. It's off a 4-lane highway. It's in a mining belt. It's perfectly situated. It's, you know, to move things forward quickly. And we talk about phasing. Listen, capex. The approach here is to have a NPV to capex ratio is very important. You know, it's one of our key targets, and being better than 1-to-1, and hopefully substantially better than 1-to-1. But you know, you could think of a phased approach, like I talked about this higher grade core, this high grade pit, which by the way is still very big. It itself could be its own project. You wouldn't need anything else if silver price was low enough. But you could start at something like a nominal 10,000 ton per day, for 200 million capex, roughly. This is all going to come to light as we do our PEA, but those are the kind of numbers you're talking about. And then as you ramp up to 20,000 ton per day, maybe you get to 350. But these are all then again staged. It's that initial getting the production going. And additionally, we're in another favorable position that the highest grade, lowest strip part of the mine is right up front.
Yeah, so
your cash flows right away, your paybacks right away, and then you can stage up to 20,000 ton per day, 30,000 ton per day, and potentially even larger. So depending on how you want to optimize the number of years of the mine life. So that's the plan, and we're in a very favorable position to be able to stage this. It's one of the key things we looked at when we acquired this project. Additional to this, like you said, we already have a lot of one of the largest metal endowments in the world, but there could be new discoveries on the property. That's a lot of shareholders are in this for this new discovery potential. We're sitting on less than 1,000 hectares of the property, and there's 35,000 hectares contiguous around there, completely owned by us, that there's definite, prospectivity in terms of there being, geological potential in several of the areas. They've never been tested. And so who knows, there could be a new Cordero out there. There could be, multiple other deposits out there. So we've got a lot of money, but there's a lot of land to explore.
Super. Yeah, I mean, use it wise and go straight forward, because I think the next years, the market needs a lot of future silver supply. And according to the Silver Institute, as you know, Bradford Cook is the vice president of the Institute, and I asked him about e-mobility. And he said to me, yeah, we think by 2025, 150 million ounces silver additional demand from e-mobility and renewable energy. And I mean, this is something really substantial. And I mean, we do not have those mines, right? I mean, Mac Silver is the next one going in production, then probably Terronera from Endeavour Silver, and then maybe some extensions. First Majestic can bring back some stuff, yeah. But you guys would be a substantial addition, I would say, to the world silver market then, because you could probably produce plus 20, 25 million ounces per annum, right?
Correct.
I see this as a real possibility. And so from that side, as you know, my silver analysis, my first target was done at 28. The next one is 40. 41.
Well, I remember you telling me this. And I was just like, I'll be happy if it gets to 20. And then so all of a sudden it goes through 20. I'll be happy if it gets to 22. Yeah. And every, you definitely know the market well, and you've been calling it right. So keep.
I try to. I always have my crystal ball at the evening.
Exactly. But definitely, there is a silver market is it's the fundamentals are looking very strong on it, and I think we're in a fantastic position with such a sizable project.
Yeah,
it's a real project that could be meaningful on the world scale. So we're in a good position.
Okay, so finally, question: what do you want to achieve by year end? Meaning, what is the most important thing you think? Can you do the 55,000 meters completely by year end? As you said already, 2 rigs, maybe 4. I think you easily can go maybe to 6 or 8 rigs if things are really moving fast. You have the money to do so, and I'm pretty sure you have done your targeting and you know where to drill, right?
Correct. So we want to probably get through a majority of the 55,000 by the end of the year. Listen, if we can accelerate things, we probably could get it done, but it will probably move into Q1. We could really ramp up very quickly, but everyone should realize that in the backdrop of COVID, health and safety is top of mind. We're trying to do things to make sure the health and safety of our team is number one. So we will do things safe and efficiently. If things get delayed a month or two, that's fine for the health and safety of the workers. So we will push hard to get those meters done. The MET testing we'll have made significant progress on that, if not actually completed, which would be a huge de-risking step and a catalyst. And then, honestly, we're going to have our regional reconnaissance teams looking around. It's low cost, early stage work, but potentially working on getting some new targets ready to drill in 2021, like I was talking about, either near mine, or even regional to the main Cordero resource area. And then, one thing that I've talked about is that these very high grade veins, really testing them. You need to drill them a lot more densely than the bulk tonnage. footprint. So really working and testing them could be very, very meaningful to us. I think it's a completely new part of the story that could really add some sizzle.
Super. Perfect. All right, Tash, thank you very much for that. Yeah, really long interview. It's 20 minutes now. I love it. Always a lot of things to talk about. No, but it really looks fantastic, I would say. And I look forward to a lot of news flow from you guys here the next months until Christmas. And I would say, let the drills turn, hit it hard, and add some more drills. We want to see results.
Yeah, exactly. No, definitely. That is definitely what we plan to do. And it's honestly going to be a very busy few months. Lots of news flow. Very active.
Fantastic. Super. Tash, thank you very much. I'm pretty sure I see you quite soon in one of our virtual roadshows, because we need to discuss this then when you have some more results out and some more things are moving. I would love to have you on a virtual roadshow for our European viewers also here. And that would be great. And I wish you all the best. Thanks and have a great day.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jochen. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Yeah, bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Tash Singh, the president and CEO of Discovery Metals. And you heard it. The company has $80 million in the bank. Ericsson has now 27%. And they raised the drill program now to 55,000 meters, starting now with 2 drill rigs and probably soon 4 drill rigs. I have a feeling they will add some more. And it looks like 1,000 hectares of a 35,000 hectare size. There's a lot of blue sky potential. Maybe they found some more Cordero-like style, I would call it. But for me, it's more important. They have already almost 600 million ounces of silver in the resource. And now they are, let's say, fine-tune the resource, and they can go straight forward to PEA, to DFS. And this is really important. And as Tash said, if things are moving quickly, maybe 2022, let's say 2023, they could start with a production. And this is exactly what the world needs. The world needs a lot of silver for the future, also like copper, like gold, like zinc, like lead. And those are the things we really want to have in good jurisdictions like Mexico. They are fantastic. The company is great. I would suggest you check it out. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Austria. And Tash, bye-bye and take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.